Okay, so let's talk about the stock market for a second. So, in the beginning of this, everyone started sending me videos from you where you're telling people that you need to sell all your stocks right now. This was like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or so, including your 401k. Now, my response to that was that, look, I interviewed Grant Cardone twice. In both of our interviews, he's admitted to me that he doesn't own any stocks. So Grant telling everyone to sell all their stocks, to me, holds as much weight as me telling everyone to sell all their multi-unit properties.
Yeah, but the difference is, Vlad, I appreciate that, but the difference is, dude, I told people to sell their stocks the last time I was on your show.
Right.
And I told them to sell their house too.
Yeah.
And I even said, hey, if you have a house and you have any equity in it, sell it because you might not be able to in the future. So I don't like stocks. I mean, it's not like I've been out there protecting. I'm not shorting the market.
Right.
You know, and I would tell people today, even with the market up over 20% in those 3 weeks, sell every stock that you have. The everyday man has no business investing in the stock market. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where it's going. You don't know how the company works. You don't know about the leverage. You don't know who's stealing. You don't know shit. You're gambling. Okay? You know enough to know that you can be at the table. Okay? And you think you know what you're doing, but you don't know what's in that deck. And it's just a gamble.
Okay. So we always disagree about this. So we can go ahead and discuss it.
Whatever. I just think people need income, man. People need stability. People don't need more uncertainty.
Okay.
And unless you know how to play the stock market where you win 60% of the time, you shouldn't be in it. And I don't know a lot of people that win 60% of the time.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. When this started happening, just like everyone else, I started to panic. I said, well, should I just sell my entire stock portfolio and go into cash? Like, I had that thought. I talked to a friend of mine and we discussed it. He's a financial advisor, not my financial advisor. He's just a friend. But me and him had a long talk about this. And he's in his 50s. He's been through multiple crashes before.
Yeah.
And he told me something very, very serious. He said, look, historically, the stock market has recovered from crashes 100% of the time.
That's right.
So if you're choosing now, if you're 59 years old, 62 years old, and you're getting ready to retire, then selling right now is a very good decision because you don't know a year or two from now what's going to happen. But if you're looking at your 401k, you're looking at long-term investing 5, 10, 20 years from now, for you to sell everything else, sell everything off, thinking that it'll never recover, you're betting against 100%. Now, it could happen. For the first time ever, it could not recover, but you're betting against 100%. There's been pandemics before. There's been major crashes. There's been wars. There's been 9/11.
Yeah.
But you're betting against 100%.
Yeah, I don't know that when you say, 100% of the time the stock market comes back, but
Yes.
not all the companies come back.
Well, the index, the S&P 500, the top 500 companies, 100% of the time.
Okay. So, okay. But those 500 companies, they change too. They rotate. A lot of the companies that were in it 10 years ago don't even exist today.
100%. When you buy an index fund, you have a never-changing list. It changes automatically for you. You don't have to worry about that. But
you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. I got it. It sounds like the car dealer. You don't worry about it. I got it.
Well,
I'm just saying, bro.
It's done by a computer.
But that's my point. That's my point. My point is, don't worry about it. We got you. I don't fucking know what I'm doing, man.
Okay.
I don't even know what's in it. It's the index. How many stocks? What are they invested in? What? Like, I need income. People need income today. This is my point. If you need income the way I do, if you're a rich dude, fine. Fucking do whatever you want. Buy a house, buy a yacht, whatever you want to do it, right? But if you're like me, when I grew up, I needed money coming in. I didn't need oh, I hope this thing scores. I'm gonna score some Bitcoin, or I'm gonna go buy some gold and go. My brother told me, he's like, I'm gonna buy some gold. I said, what for? He's like, because it's going up. I'm like, you don't need it to go. Like, dude, just get stability in your life.
Yeah.
And again, I've made it very clear to everybody, I am a coward when it comes to investing. That's why I invest in real assets, good locations that provide cash flow. Worst case is I wait it out, and I just understand it. So you got to remember, when I'm telling people that, I'm telling people that I think are my audience, that are maybe being pulled towards the stock market because they think this is the entry point. And I'm like, leave it alone, man. You just found out you don't need to worry about that part of your life.
We could agree to disagree on this part.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I still like you, man. I still do your show, you know.
I like you too. Personally, I think in the long term, my opinion is that this is a great time to invest. And I've actually been, what had happened was, when this originally happened, when the crash first happened, I looked at some of the stocks that I felt were weaker in my portfolio, and I just started dumping them off.
I love that.
And then as things jumped up, like for example, last week was the biggest stock market weekly gain in 46 years.
Yeah.
Now, as these stocks were jumping up, a lot of the stocks that I was kind of iffy on that I bought right before the crash, I started just selling them off at a slight loss. And I started to have a bigger cash position. Because let me tell you, and this is going to mess people up. Like you, I've always been anti buying your personal house. I've been renting for 15 years now. But for the first time in 15 years, we're now looking to buy a personal house because, number one, the interest rates are the lowest they've ever been, not just our lifetime, ever, and you have severely falling home prices.
Yeah.
So we're now in a situation where, like, okay, well, we're paying this much for rent.
Yeah, it might be a good time. I agree with that.
Yeah.
By the way, you need 6 to 8 months for this thing to wash out. To get to that place, it'll take at least that long to get there. And also, the debt market's not going to actually give you a very good loan today. You even though the rates are the lowest, you're not going to see it in the debt market yet. Last thing is, I 100% agree. If you're a stock guy, right now would be the time to unload out of that fund and be, hey, I'm going to buy Boeing if it gets back to a 120 again. I'm going to buy some Disney. I'm going to buy some great companies.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm going to get rid of I'm in a fund. Are you in a fund or are you in individual stocks?
No, I was in individual stocks myself. But like, for example, my Amazon stock just went up today to its all-time high.
Yeah.
Do you really think that Amazon is going to go to zero?
No. And Vlad, just so you know, when I tell people, hey man, sell your stocks right now, I had a buy order in at Amazon at $16.50.
There you go.
It hit it. By the way, it hit $16.42. I had canceled the order like 30 minutes before. I said, I think it's going lower. And I do, by the way. I think the market's going to go test the $20,000, the 20,000 mark.
Oh yeah, no, I think that there's lots of pain ahead. Like I'm in no hurry. Like this is a very interesting time because the pandemic is actually offering a lot of opportunities for people that are prepared for it. Yeah. And at first I was kind of I was sort of thrown off, but I'm like, okay, look, with stocks, I could cash out certain parts of it very quickly. In a split second, I could raise millions of dollars if I need to.
Yeah.
And like, you're going to be able to buy damn near anything for pennies on the dollar. Like I hit up my jewelers. I said, are the rappers selling their watches yet? Because, I might be able to get a Patek for 50% off in the next coming months.
And you, look, I'm wearing a big one right now. Like right. This thing's probably worth half of what it was worth.
Exactly. Exactly.
And again, this is what I've told people. Look, what I do, and what I tell people to do, I don't tell people to do two different things because I'm a hypocrite. I went and bought this because I'm in a different position. Sell the stocks the same day I'm looking at Amazon trying to buy Boeing at the same time. But I'm not, like, I'm going to pick a couple, but that's not my game. My game is this other thing.
Mm-hmm.
And look, again, I'm running a company. I had to get rid of some people. It's extremely painful. It hurt me. I know every one of those people. I know their names. I got a list in my office right now. 2 of their names are scratched out, and 40 of them are like, when can we get these guys back? What positions come first? Who do we, I'm looking for that place to bring them back in at. So anyway, I'm looking to bring those people back as soon as I can. I don't want to be 102 employees. I want to be 2,500 employees, 5,000 employees. I don't want 8,000 apartments. I want 28,000. And I think this creates the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But you can't go from 8,000 to 28,000 and from 100 people to 5,000 without making some hard decisions along the way. This is not this isn't a fantasy. This is real life. Even in fantasies, dude, you lose people. Like watch any Disney movie. In the first freaking 5 minutes, mommy's going to die or dad's going to die.